tells story of how SP champ Saints couldn't get in a club. Former NFL wide receiver Andrew Hawkins and 10-time Pro Bowler Joe Thomas told their best Super Bowl stories on the most recent episode of the ThomaHawk Show podcast. Their stories are hilarious and perhaps more unique because, as they repeatedly say and laugh about, Hawkins and Thomas are players that don't typically make the list. What I'm saying is that their stories are all about how they've been shut out of clubs because they're not famous enough. The first story is particularly funny because it happened before Hawkins was even in the NFL. He was tagging along with the Super Bowl champion New Orleans Saints in 2010 when they couldn't get into the hottest club in Miami because of rapper P. Diddy. "It was that day that I realized being a Super Bowl champ was overrated," Hawkins says. The story in his own words is below. Hawkins says before he was in the NFL, one of his roommates was Lance Moore. The two of them both played football at Toledo. When Moore was on the Saints team that went to the Super Bowl in 2010, he invited Hawkins out to the game. The Saints went on to beat Peyton Manning and the Colts that year, and Moore had a huge two-point conversion in the big game. Afterwards, Moore told Hawkins he could go out and party with them. I'll let you read the rest in Hawkins' own words. Hawkins says in the podcast, "We pull up to Club Live. I had only ever even heard of the place in rap songs. TMZ, as soon as we step out of the limo, they start swarming us. There's a crowd of people walking up, we get to the front, and the bouncer is like, 'Yo Lance, great catch.' I'm like, 'Oh man, we're rock stars now. This is about to be crazy.' So he's like, 'Yeah, great catch. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, what's up? Oh, we need a couple tables.' He's like, 'Ah, sorry, we're at capacity.' And there, the Saints, like, 'Ha, ha, good one, bro. You almost had us, Super Bowl champs.' He's like, 'Nah, seriously. P. Diddy bought up all the VIP tables, and we're at capacity. General admission too.' He's like, 'Are you serious?' He's like, 'No, I'm dead serious.' P. Diddy comes walking by with like 1,000 people, tips his hat like, 'That was a good game tonight, y'all,' and just goes by. We stopped at a techno club, we ended up at some hole-in-a-wall bar. We're all just looking at each other. I'm like, this is not how I expected to party with the Super Bowl champs. It was that day that I realized being a Super Bowl champ was overrated.' The moral of the story is make reservations or call ahead if you want VIP treatment in Miami, even if you're the Super Bowl champions. More, Grid Girls respond to F1 eliminating their roles, PC gone mad dilly dilly. Here's the story of how Bud Light came up with its viral catchphrase. Here's a hilarious Walmart story involving WWE star Bray Wyatt breaking down 25 ridiculous prop bets ahead of Super Bowl. NBA Twitter explodes at report of potential LeBron James Warriors meeting, 82-0.